Good morning, everyone, guys.
Morning,
Morning,
sir.
Let's have a review on what we discussed yesterday about the compare and contrast, right? Anyone can identify what is compare and what is contrast? Yes, James.
Compare is to compare two or more things within their similarities or have in common. But for contrast, it is the same thing but comparing but finding the difference.
The differences. Thank you. In comparing, okay, it tells X what is the same about the two or more things. Same with what James told us. Signal words are
Both
other,
alike, similar.
similar. What else can you say when we compare? What keywords you can still remember? Daphne?
Like,
Aside from both alike and similar,
likewise, and other than.
likewise, other than. What else? Yes, Amir. Thank you, Daphne. Thanks.
In common, in resemblance to, as well as, and the same.
Thank you. Let's proceed. Let's have an example. Okay? Ryan? Oranges and bananas. We need to find the similarities of these two fruits, these two objects. Okay? Now, in your own ideas, what are the similarity of these two fruits?
They both have vitamins
They both have vitamins, okay?
and they're both fish
Fruits, okay? What else?
and we eat them.
Both are food, okay? So we eat them. What else? And these fruits, before we eat, what we are doing? What are we going to do?
We peel them in order to eat.
We
Peel them in order to eat.
we peel them. Okay? You know the peel, not feel. And you feel the fruit like this, or you peel. Peel. So these are examples of the comparison. Let's proceed to the contrast. Leah. Contrast. Anissa.
Contrast. Tell what is different about two or more things. Signal words. Unlike, different, on the other hand.
What else can you add for the signal words of the contrast? Anyone who can help Anissa? Simon? What else can you add for the contrast signal words?
However, nevertheless, anyway.
Alright, class, take note that anyway is also called nevertheless. Do you understand? They are the same meaning. Do you still remember the one that I gave you here? Yes. Please do not forget those signal words, those clues, patterns, the rules, techniques in studying English. Okay? Who said that English is easy to study? No. English is not easy. Actually, it's difficult. Why? Because it has a lot of things to discuss. Okay? It's very complicated. Hmm? You understand? While in math, you can only use the formulas, then you're fine with that. But in the English, you have the rules, you have the forms, you have the techniques, everything is there. Okay, Ibrahim? That's living in class. Now, Ibrahim, you have to identify, tell us the differences, okay, of these two fruits.
The oranges are round while the bananas are yellow.
Sorry, the oranges
The
are
oranges
round and the bananas are yellow. It's not about comparing and contrasting. Yes, your name, Jomar. Please, you have to give me the differences of these two fruits because a while ago, some of your classmates had given us the key words or the signal words for comparison. We are here now to study about the differences of these two fruits. Can you?
Oranges have seeds, while on the other hand, bananas don't have seeds.
Is don't have. Oranges have seeds while bananas don't have. Okay, don't have seeds. What else? Bananas are long while orange is round. Okay, they are both what? Fruits. Okay. You understand, guys? Any question? Yes? Okay, you raise your hand. Let's talk about the Venn diagram. Venn diagram actually, Venn diagram actually will help us, okay, will help us what? The Venn diagram actually will help us to determine the, sorry, similarities and differences, right? Okay, so you have to tell me about the Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram consists of two circles combined. They basically they're related, I guess so. If you call the left circle has comparisons. The right circle consists of contrasts, while in the mid between them are the similarities they have in common.
Very good. See, he did not open his notebook just to tell me what is the Venn diagram. In short, he knew what was the lesson. Okay? Let me call you again. Banana man, bombastic turtle. Stand up and read to us what is a Venn diagram.
Venn diagrams. It is a great way to organize your thoughts when you're comparing and contrasting two things. In the middle, you put how the two objects are alike. On the sides, you put how the objects are different.
I think Alexander had explained it well. May I just tell me if this is correct? May I put similar here, right? And this is
Differences.
the difference. Says or similars. What about at the center?
Major similarities.
Sorry?
Major similarities.
Or both, right? Okay, good. Here is the example of what we call Venn diagram regarding the comparison and contrast. Okay? So as you can see in this picture, yes, Jomar, oranges have,
Seeds, while bananas don't have seeds.
okay. Then what else?
Oranges are orange, while bananas are yellow. Oranges are round, and bananas are long.
So we are, okay, we are, in conclusions, we are doing a, what do you call it, an adjective. So adjectives involve in comparing and contrasting. You got it? Because you are about to describe, okay? When you describe, put in your mind that you have to tell about the numbers, the sizes, the shapes, and the colors. Okay? When you are giving comparisons and contrasts of the two objects. Okay. What can we compare and contrast regarding? I have to choose one. And please stand here, okay, for each of you. I'll be calling James to give an example of animals. Please stay here and give me your comparison and contrast regarding the animals. Please here. Animals, huh? You have to give us first the two animals and you can use this if you want. Don't talk first. When you are not facing them, that's the respect, okay, to your audiences. Prepare yourself. I'm gonna be calling your name too. Prepare yourself for places, Ibrahim. For music, Amir. Events, for Daphne. Saima, objects. People, Jomar. Books, for Anissa. I will allow James to write for now, but for you guys, you have to tell me, okay? Because I think it's easy to tell me than to write. Prepare yourself now. Wait a minute. Even the sound you can tell us, like meow, right? For the dog, what's the sound? Ow, ow, ow. For the cat, what's the sound? Meow, meow. So sweet. Do they have both paws?
Of course.
What pasta? Can you tell us now? Because we are wasting our time,
Yeah.
right? I will be happy when you give some. Okay, just tell the name. Dogs bark, so what about the cats? Huh? No, 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 no. If you say dogs bark, cat. Sorry, Alexandra, what did you say? Blur? Sorry? When you are talking, reminders class 8. Louder your voice. We are not alone here. Okay? Daphne, when I say dog barks, cats
Meow.
meows. Let us know.
For guys, in animals, we use the cat and the dog, just like yesterday, as a vehicle, if you guys can remember. For similarities, both the cat and the dog are animals and can be used as a pet, and they both have paws. For the differences, a cat meows and dog barks.
What else can you add? Class, Ibrahim, can you say something? Yes, Jomar. Alexander, Amir, come on, wake up. Yes, Alisa and Dania. Yes.
Cats can jump from high places and somehow survive.
Very
But dogs
good.
cannot. They will just give up.
What else can you say? Yes.
Dogs are more lively than cats.
Okay, dogs are more lively than cats. Yes. They can both wiggle their tails or not. Yes.
Yes.
Cats and dogs, they can both wiggle their tails. Okay, what else?
They both different sizes.
They,
Different sizes.
yes, they have different sizes. Some cats looks like lion. Some cats look like lion and tiger. Yes, Amir.
They both walk on four legs.
Yes, they have four legs, okay. What if one cat doesn't have four legs, only three, inborn? That's enough. Thank you. Okay, let me call on Alexander. Please stand here without using these markers. Okay, you can tell in your mind that I know you're smart. The way you done
Wait,
here. No, no.
about what's
What was I assigned to you?
you didn't assign me any
Not birds.
birds.
There's no birds.
I have
Birds.
Duck and
Isn't animals?
ducks, poultry.
birds.
Yeah,
Oh, birds, animals.
I saw different birds from that one. Okay. Dogs and cats. Okay.
No,
No,
let's
not
finish.
Yeah, I know, but okay, birds. When we talk about birds, what comes into your mind? They're like flappy birds,
They
eh?
have wings.
yeah.
The flappy birds. So what do they differ mostly from the other animals in the animal kingdom? Yes, they can fly. What else? They can. Yes, they have a beak also. They have beak. To got beak. Okay. Other than that, they also have only
Two legs.
2 feet.
Yeah.
2 feet. They have 2 feet
Two legs.
and 3 fingers in their feet or
Oh,
3 toes.
Pink.
So they also some of them they also different sizes like these land animals. So they're also known as animals on air or air animals.
Alright, let me cut you.
Yes.
What about the birds and the chickens?
Oh. Okay. Birds and chickens. Chickens do fly, but they tend to not really fly. They jump. They just jump high. They jump higher. Chickens, they usually stay on the ground. They don't mind about the flying much, though they have wings.
Feathers.
Yeah.
Because you go to a department store, you go to the supermarket and buy chicken wings, right? Okay, let's go ahead, continue. You finished?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Alexander. That is one of my smartest students in this class. Amir, your turn, please. Quickly, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, so for music, we can put in this circle classical music, and this circle we can put rap music,
Okay.
Smart.
and we can put in the middle or in the middle section the similarities of these two musics. We can put in this circle that we can say they use mostly instruments like piano, like violin, while we can put on the rap music, they mostly use their vocals. They mostly rhyme words, but they do not use much of the instruments that the classical music used. Now, in this section here, we can both say that they are classified as music because it is soothing to the mind. They can be classified as music because people listen to them. We can put in the classical music as it is an old kind of music from the 1700s, from the 1800s. While we can put in this area, in the rap music, it is more modern. It is created in the modern area. So that is my Venn diagram of music.
Thank you so much. People. People now, people. People, I assign people. Are sleeping. Quickly.
So for people here, we can put masters, and here for the other differences, slaves. And for those two,
Okay.
and their two similarities is that they are humans, they have hair, and they have their reproductive organs.
And it's true.
Male and female.
Uh,
We are now studying science. Are you done, Jomar? Thank you. Books. Quickly. No wasting of time here in my class, please.
Sorry. Books. Non-fiction books or fiction books. Non-fiction books are based on true story of someone's life or the author's life and publish it as a book. And you can find them in libraries. Also from non-fiction, like Harry Potter. Except it's not real because they use magic and brooms to fly around the world. This one is used for facts, academics, for non-fiction. Fiction just tells you like the moral story of a lesson, like uh, like the Lion and the Mouse. Of course, the Lion and the Mouse cannot speak. They cannot speak in real life, but it's a fiction book. For like both of them, both can be entertaining for us. Fiction or non-fiction, they are both entertaining. They can be used as movies or animations. Like you have a talent for animating and you like this, why not animate it? That's their similarities. You can turn it into an animation. And they are both books. Whether they're fiction or non-fiction, if they're entertaining us, then we can love it. That's my presentation.
Places. Places. How's your country? How's your country? Wait. Excuse me, you have a basic answer.
So in this circle, pharmacy, and in this circle, grocery store. Both of people go to both of them to buy things they need or want. While
Stay here and
pharmacy sells medicine,
Stay
while
here
a
and
grocery store sells food or appliances. And they're both locations.
Good, thank you. Next.
So let's say for events or celebrations, we have an example of Father's Day here and Mother's Day. So you can see in Father's Day it is celebrated in June, while Mother's Day is celebrated mostly in May. They are while Father's Day, of course, from the name is celebrated on for fathers as their like appreciation. But for Mother's Day is for to celebrate and appreciate mothers. They both are used to celebrate our parents and to appreciate them.
Thank you. The last one is objects, right? Did anyone sign up? Books, people, objects, animals, places, music, and events. Simon, you can stay. This minute. Listen to Simon, small but terrible. Sir Simon.
The objects I'm going to be comparing for today are teddy bears and bricks. So the description of teddy bears is that they're soft and they can be easily carried. As for bricks, they are hard and tough. They can't be carried easily by toddlers, especially. As for their similarities, they're both objects.
Of course. Yes. Very good.
I have to quote some of you guys telling moral lesson volume. Please do not say moral lesson. Moral, same with the lesson. Lesson, same with the moral. Moral lesson, same with the volume. You can say the moral of this story is, the lesson of this story is, the value of this story is. Do not say the moral lesson of this wrong. It's redundant, guys. Alright? It is like, repeat again, please. Do you think it's correct? Repeat again.
No.
No. Can you repeat? Pardon? Can you say it again? That's it, okay? So please avoid it. Thank you, guys. Okay. Now, please turn your book now, guys, to session expired. Okay. Will it be fine? We are now in lesson 3. We've done the lesson 1 to 3 to 4, but we need to revise it, okay? Okay, let's have this folklore from Central Africa. James, please turn it on. Okay? Those activities in lesson 1 and 2, please answer it in your notebook. Be patient when it comes to studying. Huh? Do you understand?
Yes,
Thank you. I explained the informative speech. The intonations goes in down. Say yes or no. Yes, I remember those things. Then we do the context clues. We've done with that. That's the story, okay? Now, we are heading on the lesson that is a folklore from Central Asia. It's about part, okay? Please. I want one of you to read the first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. Wait. I want you, Ryan, to read the first paragraph, please. Louder your voice.
The leopard.
Not leopard, that's leopard. Leopard is Tagalog. Leopard.
Key. Pygmy has married a pygmy girl
Louder, please.
from another village.
Louder your voice.
He, the pygmy, has married a pygmy girl from another village. The girl was called Lucy, and she became his wife. With, with, them, with them lived in and Kio, his brother. After a year, Lucy wished to visit her mother, as was the custom. He agreed and gave Lucy a big piece of meat to take to her mother. As a big hunt was imminent, he could not go with his wife, but he promised to fetch her from her mother's house in 4 weeks' time.
Stop. If you read next time, you have to do like this. Now it happened that King was feeding on the 8-foot bar as he could not walk. So he asked his brother to fetch his wife. Gideon did not want to go and said, in a few days, time you will be able to walk again. It is better for you to fetch your wife yourself. No, said Kate, it is better not to live, let's say, in uncertainty. She would not wait for me, but would start the journey home alone. Fetch her home for me, and I'll give you my best dog. So Nithya went to fetch Lucy. They took the path through the jungle. The woman had the arm closed behind her as was proper. Suddenly, a leopard appeared among the trees and crouched ready to spring. The woman was paralyzed with fear. Nithya, however, threw himself on the leopard and thrust his knife into the leopard's heart. As it fell, the closed door opened. Continue, Daphne.
As it fell, the claws tore open Ito's shoulder. Then the beast fell dead. Lucy
Quickly.
cleansed Nito's wounds, dressed it with healing herbs, and put a bandage around it. Then she said, "You are brave, Nito, for you have saved my life. I wonder if Key would have done as much for me." You ought not to say such things, said Nito. But Lucy
Not
continued.
me. No one is reading.
One has heard of men who allowed their wives to be eaten by the leopards, while they themselves disappeared faster than a snake. Not my brother, Key, protested Nito. Then Lucy said, I have no child of his. It is but because he does not love me enough. You shouldn't talk such nonsense, said Nito. He loves you, and he does not lack courage either. Perhaps he is the bravest of us three. Let's put it to the test, said Lucy suddenly. What do you mean? Inquired Nito. Eagerly, Lucy told him, I shall lie down as if the leopard had jumped on me and pinned me to the ground. You roll the leopard over on top of me so that it would look like it is about to eat me up. Then you should run to Key as fast as you can. Tell him that the leopard has attacked me and bring him here. Very well, said Nito. He rolled the leopard over on top of the obstinate woman and then ran home to fetch his brother. However, as soon as Lucy could no longer see him, he decided to take his time. And so Lucy had to lie there for 3 hours beneath the dead leopard. In the distance, she could hear the roaring of the leopardess looking for its dead mate. The jungle was full of threatening voices. At last, she began to imagine that the leopard lying on top of her was moving, as if it had come to life again. But still, she did not budge from the spot. So keen was she to find out how her husband would behave. Meanwhile, Nito had arrived at the village. He burst into the hut where his brother lay and repeated the words that Lucy told him. He sprang to his feet without delay and
Stop. You call someone to read. Continue.
James.
Start, please. Be careful.
Keith
Get
sprang,
away. A little bit away. Start.
Keith sprang to his feet without delay, and in spite of his bad foot, he ran after his brother. Soon indeed he overtook him, and although he was unarmed, he threw himself on the leopard. The woman rolled the dead beast over and stood up laughing. What does this mean? Asked he. I want to see who of us was the greatest hero, said Lucy. And that is my question too. As we come to the end of the story, which of the three showed the greatest courage? Was it Nityo who stabbed the leopard in the heart with his knife, although he could have run away? Or Lucy, who lay there beneath the leopard? Or was it Key who ran up unarmed in order to snatch his wife from the leopard's claws?
Done.
Yes.
Okay, now you may take a sip, guys. Okay. Let us now study about the elements of that story, the plot organizers. Okay. Be careful, kids. Maybe you touch the table first and then you falls. Story elements, plot organizers. Okay. Let's begin. What is the genre of that story? The genre, please. Sorry?
Fiction.
Fiction. What kind of fiction? Hmm? Louder your voice.
Folklore. Folklore.
Very good. Okay. What is the author's purpose, Alexander? Author's purpose, anyone? Well, I explained those things, guys. Don't make me mad or sad today. Ha ha ha. As I told you, you have all the notes there, but your brain is empty. So stop writing any notes if you are not remembering those things. Yes?
To inform.
Inform. When we say inform, it has years. People who are telling about their experiences. It's basically real. Like King Solomon was born, King Solomon did like this. This is an example of information. Next, aside from to inform,
To teach.
to teach. I am a teacher. So,
To entertain.
to entertain. I have to leave number 3 for a while because I need to go to number 4. Convince or
Persuade.
persuade. Is it number 4? Convince or persuading? Convincing or persuading? To entertain. To entertain means you are happy, you are giggling, you enjoy much when you are reading that story, when you are watching a movie. When you say to entertain, it's something that's impossible to happen. Yes, to entertain. Guys, you got it, right? Okay, that's the author's point. What about the author's point of view? Jomar? First, Mr. Grayson will tell you that the author's point of view, it can be first person, second person, or third person. Let's identify the first person who can react that the first persons are
I.
first person,
I and we.
I am,
We.
we. In I we have me,
Mine.
mine,
Myself.
myself, mine. In we have
Our.
our,
Ours.
ours,
Ourselves.
as,
As ourselves.
correct, ourselves,
So,
okay, or ourselves, with or without s, correct, okay? In the second person, we have
You.
the only one, you. But you has a lot of branches. You can be say that you is yourself, yours, your. And then we have the third,
She. He. It. They.
and the same of what we did in the I, me, and you. You have he, him,
Himself.
his, himself. She,
She.
hers,
Hers.
herself.
Herself.
It, itself. They, them, theirs, themselves. You got it.
Yes.
Let's proceed now to the question, the author's point of view, guys. What is the author's point of view of the story? What was the story's name title? Louder your voice.
The leopard.
The leopard. What leopard? Leopard. Okay. What is the author's point of view?
Third.
Why third? Why third? You have to tell me why it is third.
because
What paragraph? Sir, in the first paragraph I saw. Sir, in the third paragraph, like that. Be smart. Okay, yes, come on. Why third path? Why third point of view? Why?
because it uses she, he, it, they.
Thank you, Simon. Okay. You said it is in a third point of view. Is it limited or omniscient? Why omniscient? Huh? Yes, Daphne.
Because it has more than one character.
Very good. And aside from it has more than one character, all the characters are participating in the story. If you say limited, it is only the I and we. Okay, or you. Only one character is, having the participation in that kind of story. It's what we call omniscient. So let me erase again and I will write here omni. Let's talk about the characters. Okay. Who are the characters?
Key.
Wait, Alisa.
The characters are he,
James.
Nitio, and Lucy.
Let's see, Theo and again ask some of you to louder your voice. Amir, give me all the characters now.
Ki, Nityo, and Luigi.
Luitsiki and Nitio. Okay. In those characters that you mentioned, who is the protagonist? By the way, what is protagonist first?
The main character.
Main character. What
The
else?
hero.
The hero. What else? The good character. And what is the opposite of the protagonist?
Antagonist.
Go. Antagonist. And what is antagonist?
Villain.
The
The
villain.
villain.
Or the bad person.
The evil.
The main villain.
The enemy.
Enemy.
Main villain.
Hmm.
There are a lot of enemies. It comes to only one protagonist. It can be. Okay. Now, this is my question. Who is the protagonist in that story? Louder your voice. He. And who is the antagonist? The one who is opposing, fighting with the protagonist. Yes, Daphne. I only have 2 learners here that I can give a perfect score. The rest of you, I will fail you guys. I'm not joking. You are the one who read the story, not me. I allowed you to read it. Besides, it should be at home. You should read it in advance. Okay. Now, in the characters forms, we have the indirect. And what is indirect and direct? Well, when we say indirect, as an author, I have to kill the mind of those readers, watchers, or listeners, or viewers, okay? And indirect, as an author or writer of that story, I have to tell what kind of character that the person is doing directly in the story. Now, what is the character's position? Is it direct or indirect? Let's talk about key. And
Indirect.
why did you say that key is indirect there? You know, indirect? For example, that guy went to the bank, he took all the money, he ran fast. Aha, that is indirect. But when you say direct, that man is a thief. So, why did you say that the character key is indirect? Yes, Daphne again.
Because they didn't specifically mention that he was courageous.
Exactly. And who acts direct? Please don't look at me, look at your notes. When?
Thank you.
Oh, Anyo. What's Anyo?
Nityo.
Huh?
Nityo.
What's Nityo? Nityo is one of the characters. I mean, why it becomes direct?
Because the stories specified
How he?
how he defeated them.
Good. Ibrahim needs a minute to not reverse because your answer is correct. Okay. Let's talk about the conflict. In the conflict, we have the internal and external conflict. But by the way, what is conflict? The conflict means the problem. When we talk about the problem, we have internal. What is internal and external? Alexander, please focus to him. Internal and external, please.
Internal, where the protagonist has their own problems, excluding the antagonist.
And external.
External, where the antagonist has the protagonist as its problem.
I think internal means the protagonist's problems by himself or
But
herself.
against this,
Yes, and external is the enemy, okay, the antagonist problems among others, characters including the protagonist. Okay? Let's talk about the 7 types of conflicts. We have man versus man, human versus human, human versus nature, supernatural, You don't need to write because you have the catch for that. Okay. In that story, you read what types of conflict you would like to tell me? I'll read it again. And Daphne, yes.
Man versus man versus society, man versus supernatural, man versus technology, versus nature versus fate, and versus self.
All right. Very good. You gave me all the 7 types of conflict. But my question now, Daphne, Saima, come on, yes. What types of conflict the leopard story is?
Person versus nature. Man versus man.
Eh? It's for yes,
Person versus fate.
faith.
Fate. Fate.
It's a person versus nature. Okay? You understand me, guys? Who is the author of that story, Leopard? The author? Who is the author?
Folklore from Central Asia.
Oh, you cannot find the author, guys.
Yes.
The author is there.
Central Africa.
I think it's
No, I
Find at the end of the story.
None.
None.
None?
Yes.
It's a folklore from the Central. That's it. Okay. Class, let me ask you questions now. You have to find the cause and effect. Jomar. Cause and effect. Jomar. Okay. You have to find the cause and the effect. Okay? Simon, you have to predict what will happen to those characters. Simon will predict what happened or what will happen to those characters, okay? Compare and contrast. Compare for the first, second, and third paragraph, Daphne. Contrast for the fourth, fifth, and sixth paragraph, Amir. Okay? Fourth, fifth, and sixth paragraphs for Amir. Finding the contrast. Compare first, second, and third, fourth paragraph for Daphne. Now, Ibrahim and Ryan, okay, will give us the summary of the story later. Alexander and Alina will give us the compare and contrast, the comparison and contrast for the whole paragraphs. Jomar, you have to determine, okay, the story in your own way. Determine the story in your own way. Raise your hand to those I did not call. James and Anissa, you have to re-explain the story in the class later on. Okay? I think it's time already. Don't turn it on. Thank you. Guys, you have to stand up, and I would like to say thank you to all of you guys for participating in my lesson. Thanks to all of you for being brilliant. Please louder your voice if you want to say something. Thank you once again.
You're welcome,
You're
sir.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Pa.
Break time. Yeah.
Break time?